A retail theft ring does not usually look like a dramatic robbery. It can look like ordinary shopping, people walking through aisles, carts moving toward exits, receipts being checked, returns being processed, customers entering and leaving like they do every day. But inside that normal movement, a pattern can start to form. The same products disappearing, the same stores being hit, the same vehicles appearing nearby, the same return behavior, the same timing. To the public, retail theft may look like one person taking one item. But organized retail theft is different. It is not just shoplifting. It is a system. And stores respond with a system of their own. This is the hidden system behind how retail stores catch organized theft rings. The first thing to understand is that large retailers are not only watching what leaves the store, they are watching what should still be there. Every item is part of an inventory system. It has a product number, a price, a location, a sales history, and an expected quantity. When something sells, the system knows. When something is returned, the system knows. When something is shipped to the store or scanned into inventory, the system knows. So when products disappear without being sold, that creates a signal. One missing item might mean nothing. A scanning mistake, a stocking error, a damaged product, but repeated losses in the same category at the same store or across nearby stores can begin to look like something else. That is where retail theft detection begins, with shrink. Shrink is the gap between what a store should have and what it actually has. Some shrink comes from mistakes. Some comes from damaged goods, some comes from employee theft, some comes from vendor errors, and some comes from organized theft. The challenge is figuring out which is which. A store cannot treat every missing product like a crime. Instead, loss prevention teams look for patterns. Which products are disappearing? When are they disappearing? Which locations are affected? Are the losses random, or do they follow a pattern? Organized theft rings often target products that are easy to resell. High-demand items, small expensive goods, cosmetics, razors, electronics, over-the-counter medicine, designer clothing, tools, baby formula, fragrances. The exact targets change, but the logic is often the same. Steal goods that can quickly be turned into cash. That means the store is not only fighting theft inside the building, it is fighting a resale network outside the building. The product may leave the shelf, move through a car, a storage location, an online marketplace, a flea market, or another buyer. The theft is only the first step in a larger chain. Inside the store, the first visible layer is people. Employees, managers, security staff, and loss prevention specialists may notice behavior that does not fit normal shopping. Someone entering with empty bags, a group splitting up and reconnecting, a person moving quickly through high-value aisles, someone checking sight lines, a cart filled with similar expensive items, a person seeming more focused on cameras, exits, or employees than on products. None of those details alone proves theft. Stores are full of unusual behavior, but organized retail theft detection is not built on one clue. It is built on repeated signals. The second visible layer is cameras. Modern stores may have cameras at entrances, exits, registers, self-checkout areas, aisles, stockrooms, loading docks, and parking lots. But the purpose is not just to watch live video, it is to create memory. If a loss prevention team suspects a pattern, video can help reconstruct what happened. Who entered the store? Which aisle did they visit? What items were selected? Did they go to checkout? Did they leave through the main entrance, an emergency exit, or another route? Did they meet anyone outside? Did a vehicle appear more than once? A camera is not just an eye, it is a time-stamped record. Self-checkout adds another layer. It creates convenience for shoppers, but it also creates a point where mistakes and fraud can happen. Retailers may use cameras, weight sensors, transaction data, receipt checks, and employee monitoring to detect suspicious patterns. The point is not that every error is theft. People misscan things. Barcodes fail. Machines confuse customers. But repeated behavior can matter. If certain items are often skipped, swapped, misentered, or involved in suspicious transactions, the system starts to notice. Retailers are not only watching people, they are watching the relationship between products, scans, payments, and exits. Receipts and returns are another part of the system. Organized theft does not always end at the door. Stolen goods may be returned for cash, store credit, or gift cards. That makes the return counter a major detection point. Retailers may watch for repeated returns without receipts, unusual return frequency, mismatched items, high-value returns, multiple stores being used, or patterns connected to specific accounts, IDs, payment methods, or store credits. To an ordinary customer, a return is simple. To a retailer, a return can be a data point. Does this transaction make sense? Has this behavior appeared before? Is this part of a larger pattern? The parking lot can also matter. Organized theft often involves movement. People arrive, enter, leave, load goods, switch vehicles, or move between stores. Cameras, witness descriptions, incident reports, and nearby store communication can all help connect events. A single theft at one store may be hard to understand, but if similar incidents happen across several stores in the same area, the pattern becomes clearer. The same product category, the same group size, the same vehicle description, the same time of day, the same exit strategy. The system begins connecting dots that no single store could see alone. This is why organized retail theft is often investigated beyond one location. Large retailers may have regional loss prevention teams that compare incidents across many stores. They may work with local police, prosecutors, shopping centers, other retailers, and industry groups. The store level may see one event. The regional level may see the pattern. One store might report missing cosmetics, another store might report the same kind of theft the next day, a third store might capture similar people or vehicles on camera. By themselves, the incidents look separate. Together, they may point to a coordinated operation. Technology helps, but it does not replace judgment. Inventory systems can show losses, cameras can show movement, transaction systems can show unusual purchases or returns, store reports can show incidents. But humans still have to decide what those signals mean. Was it theft, error, damage, poor stocking, bad counting, or something else? A good loss prevention system does not assume every anomaly is criminal. It narrows uncertainty. It turns scattered events into a clearer picture. That matters because stores have to be careful. Accusing someone of theft is serious. Stopping the wrong person can create danger, legal problems, and reputational damage. Many retailers have strict policies about when employees can intervene, when they should observe, when they should call trained staff, and when police should be involved. The goal is not a dramatic confrontation. The goal is safe evidence, accurate reporting, and prevention. In many cases, the strongest action is documenting the pattern well enough that a larger case can be built. And like every hidden system, retail security is a balance. Stores want to protect inventory, employees, and customers, but they also want shopping to feel normal. A store that feels like a checkpoint can drive customers away. Too little security creates losses. Too much security damages the experience. So retailers try to hide most of the system in the background. Cameras are present, but not always obvious. Inventory systems run quietly. Return systems flag patterns. Reports move through corporate channels. Employees are trained to observe. Loss prevention watches for signals. The store still feels like a store, but underneath it is a detection network. The public sees shelves, carts, registers, cameras, and exits. The system sees inventory, movement, transactions, returns, timing, vehicles, product categories, and repeated behavior. It sees the difference between one missing item and a pattern of loss. It sees theft not as one moment, but as a chain. That is the hidden genius of retail loss prevention. It cannot watch every shopper with equal suspicion. It cannot stop every missing item. It cannot assume every mistake is theft. So it looks for patterns. It asks what disappeared, where it disappeared, when it disappeared, and whether the same story is repeating somewhere else. Organized theft rings depend on blending into normal retail movement. Stores catch them by noticing when normal movement starts to repeat in abnormal ways. To the shopper, a store is a place to buy things. To the system, it is a map of products, people, payments, exits, and risk. And when the same signals connect across aisles, cameras, receipts, returns, and locations, what looked like ordinary shopping can suddenly become something much larger. This is Systems Atlas. Subscribe to explore more of the world's hidden systems.